You've probably heard all about using supplements to help with recovery and overall health. But what if I told you that there are 9 essential supplements that you should be taking as a 50-year-old, and 2 of them in particular could transform your running? In this video, we're going to walk you through which supplements you should be taking, why they are critical for runners over 50, and how you can use them to ensure that you recover better, stay injury-free, and feel more energized. And here's the thing, you might be taking 1 or 2 of these, but chances are you're missing at least 1 or 2 key supplements that could be making a big difference. But before we dive into the list of supplements, let's unpack why they are so important, especially as you get older.
Imagine your body is like a house. In your 20s and 30s, it's a brand new building. Everything works perfectly and maintenance is almost non-existent. But as time goes on, the wear and tear starts to show. Your foundation weakens, your plumbing might even spring a leak, and even the paint starts to fade. That is exactly what happens to your body as you age. Your muscles take longer to recover, your bones lose density, and your energy reserves aren't what they used to be. Supplements is like your renovation team. Every run you take is like wear and tear on that house, and without the right tools, you are risking long-term damage. That's where these 9 supplements come in. They address the specific needs of runners over the age of 50. Let's start with the basics. Vitamins. These are your body's foundational tools for recovery, energy, and overall health. First up, vitamin D. Vitamin D is like your body's sunlight. It helps strengthen your bones, improves muscle contraction, as well as the absorption of calcium. As you age, your body's ability to produce vitamin D naturally decreases. This results in weaker bones and potential stress fractures. Vitamin D is found in a few foods like the flesh of fatty fish, fish liver oil for example. It's also produced in the body when ultraviolet light from sun rays hit the skin, triggering vitamin D synthesis. Obviously in supplements as well, if the first 2 are lacking. Together with calcium, vitamin D can help protect older adults against osteoporosis. It also has other roles in the body, such as reducing inflammation. For adults from 51 to 70 years old, 15 micrograms or 600 international units are required based on someone getting minimal sun exposure. It's recommended that you get 5 to 30 minutes of direct sun exposure to the surface of the skin at least twice a week, ideally daily, and you want to try and do that between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. This is critical, especially for runners in the Northern Hemisphere. But it is also important to limit skin exposure to UV rays due to cancer risks. Just beware, more is not better. Excessive amounts of vitamin D can be toxic. Vitamin C. This is your body's repair crew. It reduces inflammation, supports your immune system, and helps your collagen production, which is crucial for joint health. For runners in particular, it is important to understand that you will be burning through and sweating out essential vitamins and minerals more than the sedentary population. Vitamin C isn't stored in the body, so it is essential that you are taking vitamin C through some form of either foods or a supplement on a daily basis. In 2013, there was a study done in Helsinki where they tested whether vitamin C had any benefit to athletes versus a sedentary population. The results of the study, while both groups were given vitamin C, the active group was at a much lower risk of catching a cold, especially in hard training. Of those athletes who did get sick and were treated with vitamin C, their recovery time was almost halved. Let's talk dosages. Approximately 70 to 90% of vitamin C is absorbed at moderate intakes of about 30 to 180 milligrams per day. Individuals who smoke actually require 35 milligrams a day more vitamin C than those who don't smoke. If you're wondering what a good source of vitamin C is when we're talking foods, things like citrus fruits, tomatoes, green peppers, even potatoes are a really good source of vitamin C. Next up, vitamin B12. This is your energy generator. It ensures that your body can turn food into fuel efficiently. If you've ever felt sluggish halfway through the day, this is where vitamin B12 will step in. Vitamin B12 is incredibly important for keeping your entire nervous and immune system healthy. Not only that, but it also keeps your blood cells healthy and your muscles strong. Vegans and vegetarians can be particularly at high risk of B12 deficiency, as vitamin B12 is not commonly found in plant-based foods. Not only that, but regular runners are also at a high risk if you don't consume enough food high in vitamin B12.
Next up, we have calcium. Calcium is the backbone of your skeletal health, quite literally. As runners, your bones take a constant pounding on the road, and calcium is responsible for ensuring good bone mineral density and strength. Think of calcium as the cement that holds your body together. Without it, you're at a higher risk of stress fractures and other injuries that could sideline you. Almost 98% of your calcium is stored in your bones, and your body uses that as a reservoir, essentially meaning that if you're not getting enough calcium intake throughout the day, it's going to take calcium out of your bones for whatever use it needs it for. Age affects the absorption of your dietary calcium. As an infant or a child, absorption can be as high as 60%, but as we age, in older adults, we see closer to around 25%, and that number continues to drop the more you age. As a result, it is key that you are getting enough calcium. The recommended daily intake of calcium for males over the age of 50 is 1,000 milligrams per day, and for females is 1,200 milligrams per day. Natural food sources include dairy products such as milk, cheese, and yogurt, non-dairy food sources such as canned sardines or salmon with bones, and vegetables such as broccoli, kale, or bok choy. It is very clear in the literature that calcium supplementation combined with a vitamin D supplementation will improve bone mineral density in older adults.
Let's talk zinc. Zinc is your immune system's secret weapon. Running can temporarily suppress your immune system, especially after long sessions or intense sessions. This is where zinc steps in to help protect you from illness during these vulnerable periods. Think of it like the lock on a front door, keeping out invaders like colds and viruses. It's also crucial for muscle repair, ensuring you bounce back stronger after every workout. Okay, so how much should we take? Aim for 8 to 12 milligrams per day through foods like nuts, seeds, and lean meats, or consider a supplement in your diet for any shortfalls.
The next supplement is like delivering fresh bricks to a construction site. When we train, we actually cause small micro tears in the muscle, actual damage that needs to be repaired. By taking whey protein, we can make sure that the bricks or amino acids are available to repair that muscle. That will reduce soreness and reduce the risk of injury, making you feel better for your next training sessions. What makes whey protein so special is just how easily it is absorbed by the body. And that means that we don't really have to stick too tightly to that 1 to 2 hour period post-exercise to maximize the effectiveness of taking in that protein. In fact, research shows that we should be taking in about 0.3 grams of protein per kg of body weight 3 to 4 times per day. That is an enormous amount of protein when you think about it. It's probably in the region of 30 grams of protein 3 to 4 times a day. Now I wonder, when you're on the internet these days, there's so many jokes going around that if I'm going to get in enough protein, I'm going to have to give up my day job so that I can make sure that I'm getting in enough meals. So while we do advocate at Coach Parry that you do try to take in high protein sources of natural food, lean meats, eggs, things like legumes, we do realize that it's pretty difficult to get in that amount of protein, particularly as we get older and particularly as our appetite is getting less. So how do we make this a little bit easier? That's where whey protein comes in. It's super easy to mix up a shake And then you can also throw in a couple of berries and some other carbohydrates, and you've got a very powerful recovery drink that is absorbed quickly, makes the amino acids available so that your body can start priming to replace that lost protein in the muscles quickly. And here's a top tip. By taking in 30 to 40 grams of protein just before you go to sleep, that really boosts your body's ability to repair the muscle and fix the proteins in the muscle while you're sleeping. And no, you will not put on weight from doing this.
Next up, creatine. This is your reserve tank of energy. It fuels quick bursts of power, like running up a hill or finishing strong in that last stretch of a race. It's not just for energy during runs. Creatine also helps with muscle repair and hydration, making it the cornerstone of recovery. Creatine supports muscle repair and growth. Older runners experience slower muscle repair, and creatine helps counteract this decline. It's important to note that creatine loading takes time, especially for females. Female runners need at least 28 days of consistent use before they start seeing significant benefits. So how much creatine should we be taking? Daily intake should be between 3 to 5 grams for men and 2 to 5 grams for women. This is in the loading period. After 4 weeks of loading, a maintenance dose of about 1 to 2 grams per day is sufficient. Just remember, creatine works best with proper nutrition. It is important that you get enough protein throughout the day to maximize its muscle repair and performance enhancing effects.
The next essential supplement that all runners over the age of 50 should be taking is the unsung hero of recovery, and that's L-glutamine. It helps to reduce inflammation, it supports your immune health, and it helps to stabilize your energy levels throughout the day. Imagine finishing a long run and feeling completely drained. L-glutamine will help boost your recovery by aiding muscle repair and reducing muscle soreness. L-glutamine plays a key role in your immune function. During periods perhaps of injury or illness, or even big training blocks, your body's resources for L-glutamine may not be sufficient, and this is exactly where supplementation becomes beneficial. The literature is very clear that L-glutamine isn't as effective for building muscle strength, but it is very effective for helping to reduce muscle soreness and post-training fatigue. Food sources of L-glutamine can be found in meat products such as beef, poultry, and pork, dairy products such as milk and cheese, or non-animal products such as nuts and tofu. You can also find it in vegetables, but it's not always really prevalent, which is why supplementation can be really beneficial. We're aiming for around 3 to 6 grams of L-glutamine per day.
The next supplement that we feel that runners over 50 should be taking is like the scaffolding in a building under stress. It keeps your ligaments, tendons, and cartilage healthy, and as we get older, your body's ability to produce collagen is compromised. This can lead to joint stiffness and joint pain, and that's one of the reasons why we recommend that you supplement with collagen. While the research is not 100% conclusive in what collagen supplementation does, at Coach Parry over the years we've got enough anecdotal evidence from our clients that use it, continuously telling us how they feel better, less discomfort and less pain when they are using collagen supplements. Now, we can get collagen in our diets, but unfortunately the types of foods that we get it in, it first needs to be broken down into its amino acid forms, and you have to take in vitamin C, zinc and copper as part of that diet so that your body can resynthesize that. And that's probably one of the reasons why as we get older, your body doesn't resynthesize as readily, because our appetites are going down as we get older, and you probably just aren't getting enough of the right foods because you're not hungry enough to eat enough all the time. So we recommend that you look for a hydrolyzed collagen supplement, and you want to be taking that in roughly 2.5 to 15 grams per day. The next supplement plays a key role in making sure that you absorb your nutrients correctly. Gut health plays such an important role in how your body absorbs all the nutrients that you need, and it's one of our first lines of defense in our immune system. So it's just so important to get our gut health right and to make sure that we are eating the right foods like yogurt, kefir or fermented vegetables to make sure that our biome in our stomach is very healthy. Now, if we aren't getting those types of food in our diet, it's really important that you supplement with a high quality probiotic. And that'll make sure that you have a very healthy GI tract that can absorb all the nutrients that you need, including all the supplements that we are talking about today, so that you can get the best out of your training.
Next up, magnesium. Magnesium is essential for over 300 processes in the body, including muscle recovery and energy production. It's your go-to for muscle relaxation and cramp prevention. Think of it as a warm bath for your muscles after a long day. It soothes, relaxes, and prepares your body for tomorrow's session. It's important to note that if you cramp often, and in particularly at night, it could actually be linked to some deficiencies, and magnesium could help. Now, you're armed with the tools to recover faster, reduce injuries, and feel better with every run. But here's the thing, knowing what supplements to take is just one part of the equation. To truly transform your running, you need a strategy that brings everything together. Your recovery, your training, and your nutrition. That is exactly what we cover in our free masterclass for runners over the age of 50. Seats are limited, so don't wait. Click on the screen now to save your seat and take the first step to becoming the runner you want to be.